everybody, it's Tamara from Prairie Town Girl here on Etc. Eyes, and I was just going to sit down and make a few tags. I thought I might as well turn on the camera and you can craft along with me if you want. I was in the dollar store yesterday to pick up some light bulbs, which I knew was going to be dangerous because I haven't really been out of the house in the past 3 weeks. So a trip down the craft aisle and a couple of other aisles, of course, meant I was going to pick up a few things that I probably don't really need, but you know what, they're so pretty, I grabbed them. They have several new designs of napkins in stock that I hadn't seen there before. So I limited myself and I picked up these two. They were $1.50, I think, $1.25 only. And they're super pretty. I've already taken the white backing off of a couple of them, but you can see it's a nice all over print. So that's really lovely. And then I especially like this one. It's also, I mean, it's repeated, but it's sort of an all-over print. And I like the ones that have the white background because then when you layer it with book pages, you can see the book page through it. So I'm just going to play a little bit with these, and I've got a bunch of things out. I'm going to experiment. I don't think I'll be doing anything too innovative today, but maybe it'll inspire you and give you some ideas. So I've got these, I picked these up at the thrift store ages ago. It's just a pack of tags. And I'm not going to actually use this tag. What I'm going to do is use it as a template. And I've just got some pieces of a cereal box here. So I'm just going to go draw around it, and then I'll cut out a few tags. And you may be wondering, why doesn't she just use the tags? And I should, because like I've been telling you, I am trying to use up my things, but I've got a few other pieces that sort of match these tags, and so I think in my mind I'm thinking I'm going to use them all together at some point. Whether I do or not, we will see. So the first thing I want to do is cover up this side, and so that'll be my back of my tags, which I like to sort of use as journaling cards. So I like to make one side plain. So I've got some scraps of one-sided prints of my background prints, so I'm just going to use these. And oh my goodness, that's super crooked, that top. Have to straighten that out. Okay, that's better. Alright, so I'm just going to see what I can fit on here. Perfect. And I think I'm just going to use my glue stick. And I like to use my brayer even just with a glue stick because I feel like it really smooshes the glue down and makes sure it gets into all the nooks and crannies. And then I'll just go around with my craft knife to cut them all out. Okay, so on this one, there's a little strip of white that I got somehow, but I can fix that. I can ink that up. I can either stick a little strip of paper on it, or I can ink it up and stick a piece of lace on it, which I think is what I'm going to do. But first, so a couple things. First of all, I'm going to make my hole at the top of the tag. Now with this big guy here, I could wait until the end to do this, but I want some consistency in where the holes are, so at least because I've marked them out, I can do that. And if you don't have a crocodile and you're using a hand punch, I find it better to do it not to wait till the very end till you have 4 layers or of paper or whatever, just to do it as you add layers, because, well, maybe I just have a cheap punch, but I know my hand punch can't really handle too many layers of paper. Yeah, so you know, you might end up having to do it more than once, but at least you'll get a nice consistent hole. Let's see here. So I think what I will do next is, I think before I deal with this, I'm just going to clean up that edge. I'm going to add some book pages to the other side. And again, I'm just going to use my glue stick, my little glue stick. And I just sort of make a quick check to see, like, to me this side is better to use than this side. This side has a lot of paragraph stops and some blank spots on the page. This one has a little bit more text, so I'm going to stick it down this way. Try to make it straight. Because I often gut a book to make a journal, I have lots and lots of journal pages, so there's no need to be skimpy with the journal, with the journal pages, the book pages. I have lots of book pages, so it's no need to worry about being precious with them. I'm just noticing on this one, so this one is the start of a new chapter or something, and it says the prince kissed her lightly, blah blah blah. So that's something I think I actually want to try to capture on my tag. Not that you'll really be able to see much of this, but it's sort of, sometimes it's just little details like that that make your pieces just a little bit more special. It's funny, before I started really getting into paper crafting, I used to watch YouTube videos. I mean, this was ages and ages ago, like in the beginning years of YouTube. And I would see people making their own ephemera, and they'd like make their own flowers and tags and all kinds of things. And I remember saying to a friend one day, why are these people doing all this work? They can just go to a store, they can just buy it. They can just get this stuff easily. They don't have to spend hours making it all. And now, of course, when I see ephemera at Michael's that you can buy ready-made, and it's beautiful and it's not even very expensive. But I always think, well, why would I buy that? I can just make it myself. Times have changed. So I was thinking I could some other solutions are I could just wrap this book page up around to cover that white spot. but then the words are upside down, so that's why I decided not to do that. The other thing I can do, which I think is what I am going to actually do, is I can just cut that off. I think that's the easiest solution. I don't need to go quite that far. Alright, now next let's get out one of those new napkins. Oh, I think that's just going to look so pretty. And I've got my Mod Podge. Let's get a piece of paper out here just to make sure I don't get too messy. I've got my Mod Podge here. And if I run out, I have this Martha Stewart decoupage glue, which I got years and years ago for free when I used to be a blogger. I got it as something to promote, but it's not my favorite. It's really not my favorite glue. It's quite watery compared to Mod Podge. So Mod Podge is always like my first choice. So let's just stick a little Mod Podge down. And by a little, I mean a lot. You know I like to really lay the Mod Podge down. I like a good thick layer of it to make sure it really catches everything. Alright, so now let's put this down. Try to get it nice and smooth. And I'm just sort of I guess I'm not being that gentle, but I'm not going like ooh, with my brayer because I don't want to rip the napkin. So there we go. So I'll just take that off the napkin so it's easier to work with. And let's do these other two. We'll try this other napkin with this one. Oh, you know what? It's showing through on the flowers. Ooh, I like this. This one, I'm just going to add a little bit more on top. So I could probably tear this, but I'm going to gently cut around the edges to try to get a clean edge. If I tear it, I run the risk of it coming up onto the tag instead of where I want it to tear. Oh, it's already pretty. Really, I don't know. I mean, you could just leave it like that and that would be gorgeous, but we won't. We'll do more to it, don't worry. Oh, I think they're cleaning the street outside. I don't know if you can hear that, the big truck backing up. We've had loads and loads and loads of snow over the past week. Like, I don't know, probably at least 2 or 3 feet. It's a lot all at once. Normally, I mean, we get this much snow anyways, but not normally all at once in the first snowfall of the year. Well, I guess it hasn't been the first snowfall, but the first kind of big snowfall. I think what I need to do before I do anything else is I want to ink around the edges. This one I'm just going to let dry a little bit longer because I put glue on the top of it and I don't want to get all sticky. Okay. Just Still not used to having my ink. I don't know if you, well, if you're following me on Instagram, you know I made this box to hold all my inks after I bought that big package of them. But I'm still not used to having them all together like this, so it took me a while to find my ink because I always forget that it's in its special place now. So anyways, I'm just going to ink around the edges a little bit. But yes, it's a lot of snow here. I'm every year I say I'm going to try to embrace the winter, and really almost every year I just basically go into hibernation and hide out for the winter. And this year that'll probably be a little bit easier with the pandemic. Really, I have been staying close to home, and I probably will for the rest of the winter actually. But the other day I did have to go outside to shovel the snow off the roof of one of my porches because the wind had blown it up, and it was 3 or 4 feet deep up there. And I thought, oh, that's not good. That's a lot of weight, and when it melts in the spring, that's going to cause a lot of damage. And so I had to go up there and with the snow shovel and get it all down. And yeah, it was a little tricky. Every once in a while I could feel myself like sliding down the roof and just hoping that I would land on a soft pile of snow if I fell right off. Luckily I managed to stay up there and it was all good. Okie dokie. So let's add those holes back in there again. And I think before I forget, I will just do a bit of inking on the back as well. It's not really necessary, but it's good to do it. All right. So, you know, that's so pretty already. Yeah, I love these napkins. You might be seeing them a lot in the next few projects. So I've got all kinds of things here to play around with, to add, because I mean, as pretty as they are, I think we need to add something. And I've got a few ideas. Let's see here. Here we go. I just pulled some threads off some fabric, and I thought I could add that on there. And then I've got these little stems of greenery that have been in my closet for I don't know how long. I thought maybe I could add some of that. It adds a bit of bulk, but they're so pretty. So I could glue that down, and maybe that's what I should do. I think I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to glue it down first with some wet glue. And then I think what I might do is also just, I might add a staple. Just like that. Now that's going to show on the back, but that's okay. We can add something to the back. I could put a little sticker or something, or I could just add some book page. More of the napkin. I went and cleaned my Mod Podge brush, so it's drying out, so I'm just going to use this glue stick. Okay, that hides the staple and you can still journal around it, and there is the front. See how it's up a little bit there. I do need a little reinforcer though. So I think I have some reinforcers somewhere around here, but I like to just use my little punch and make them anyways. Just ink them up a little bit before we stick them on. And I find it easier to just put a whole whack of glue around the hole and then stick this guy on, rather than trying to get the glue on the reinforcer. Either way, my hands get sticky. There we go. There. I really like that. Very pretty. And I think this is going to go really well in a journal that I have planned in my mind that will be coming up soon. Just have to get that edge down. There we go. Alright, so what are we going to do with this one that is the same but different? Let's get the reinforcer out of the way right away. And if I had a plainer background on my tag, I would get out some really pretty decorative paper, some scrapbook paper, something like that, and make my reinforcers out of that. But there's a lot going on this napkin, so we'll just do plain ones here. I'm gonna try something. So you could stencil all over this, which I'm really tempted to do, or you could get out a background stamp. Remember this one that I have, and I'm going to see if that will do anything. It's very subtle, but I can see it. If I had a darker ink, it'd be much more prominent. So I will try that on other tags with either a black or a walnut ink. And what else can we put on here? Well, we could add some lace. Let's get this lace down first. And I've got just this teeny tiny little piece that fell off the other piece. I think I'm gonna just stick that down. Down this is a faux. Oh, you know what? I just remembered I've got some real wax seals in some Happy Mail. I'm gonna go find those. Okay, well that took forever and I couldn't find what I was looking for, but I did find some other fun things to put on the other tag. But anyway, so let's, I think I have to re-glue, put a little bit more glue back on this one. I know I have some wax seals somewhere in my stash. I know my friend Teresa sent me, I did find, she sent me some pink and some white ones, and I found those, but I think she sent me some gold ones too. I just need to find those. All right. So I think that's okay like that. I think that's kind of cute. I don't know if you can see that little sprig there. There's a little texture, a little color, and there's nothing on the back, but that's okay. That's how I like them. And then let's get to this one here. I learned a little trick I saw on a video. Like, did you know when you get to the end of your glue stick like this, there's still quite a bit of glue inside here. It probably goes down to around here. And I saw a woman who scooped it out, and at first I thought, oh, for crying out loud, that's pretty cheap. But you know what? I had about 4 of these little guys, and I scooped out the bottoms like that, and I had like almost a whole half a glue stick, a new half a glue stick left. So it's actually smart to scoop it out. So this doesn't need any ink on the front because it's not going to show up anyways, but we'll put a little bit of ink on the back. And just because I can't help myself, I'll do a little ink like where the flowers are towards the edge there, because you can see that. See? That's so pretty. Oh my goodness, these napkins are amazing. So I found a couple things while I was looking in my stash there. I've got this little sprig, this paper sprig that I thought would be cute, but I think I'm going to ink it up a little bit. And I've got these owls, these little wooden owls. These are just from the dollar store. And originally I bought them thinking I would like make hanging things on the spines, but I don't generally do that. I just find those things kind of annoying, so I never did use them for that. But what about something like that? That could be cute. Let's ink this up a little bit. Maybe on this, I'm going to put it on this side so that I don't interfere with this big flower here. And I'm going to use a book page to stick it down because my fingers are super sticky already. And it's just going to pull everything up. There we go. Alright, now for this guy, I'm going to need something a lot more heavy duty. So we'll go back to this wet glue. Oh, I really like that. It's so cute. And now I might have to do a whole owl journal. There we go. We still need this guy. No, maybe I didn't. I thought maybe I had cut some out, but I guess I didn't. Now this one, we could use book pages. Why don't we do that just for something a little bit different? Alright, 3 tags, easy peasy, in no time flat, and big impact actually, and that's all because of the napkins. Look at those. I'm really happy with those. I love my new napkins. Yeah, you're going to see lots of projects with these napkins, I think. So pretty. So thank you very much everybody for joining me today. I'm going to try to turn my camera on a little bit more often when I'm just doing things like this and not doing a whole big huge project, just to share some inspiration and ideas and just to see you guys a little more often. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that gave you some ideas, sparked a little creativity. If you do head out to your Dollarama or your Dollar Tree, whatever it is, I got these at Dollarama, by the way. If you do head out, be safe. In Canada, we are experiencing a major second wave of COVID here, so that's why I'm not going out very often. And that's another reason why I'm using what I have, because I can just shop my own closet and be perfectly fine. So everybody have a great day. Enjoy the cold weather if you're in Canada and elsewhere. So have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye.